So what I'm doing is that over the few previous Robotic Surgical Council meetings, I have presented the video and the benefits and what I felt about the robotic donor nephrectomy. I thought this time presenting that would be more or less a repetition. So I thought that I'll present about how and why I started robotic donor and where it has taken me as a robotic surgeon over the last 7 years since I have started. So the benefits, we know that, there has always been a debate whether if you have a laparoscopic donor nephrectomy, then why to do a robot? And that is something we have been discussing. At least whatever we know about robotic donor nephrectomy, at least it's safe. It has been shown to be at least equivalent, if not any more beneficial compared to the laparoscopic donor nephrectomy. The doubts initial were raised regarding the warm ischemia which have been allayed. People say it's not required if you can do laparoscopic, and the cost obviates the benefit of doing a robot. Now, we all can debate about the pros and cons on those lines, but one thing which is undisputed now is that, well, it's a safe, minimally invasive technique to do a donor nephrectomy, especially where people are not very proficient in doing a laparoscopic donor nephrectomy very well, have the robot, and still are doing an open donor nephrectomy. Now, I'll go to the ancillary benefits. Now, I happen to come from an institution where the robot just came. I did not ask for it, and one day we had it. And I'm a self-trained laparoscopic urologist and who always did laparoscopic renal surgery. I tried, but I was not very good at laparoscopic pelvic surgery, so I stuck to laparoscopic renal surgery. When this came, and then I thought that, okay, for this technique, for me to become proficient over a period of time, and having a busy work and constraints to go out to train myself formally over a year or two, I decided I need to find whatever work I have to see how I can train myself into a robotic surgeon. So I looked at the only regular volume of laparoscopic cases I had on which I could basically, if I may use the word practice, I think will be too strong a word, but at least use the robot without compromising the safety of the patient would be a donor surgery, because that pool I had. I was doing about 15 to 20 donor laparoscopic nephrectomies a month. So I started to do that, and that's how, and that gave me, basically by repetition, I started to understand the machine. I could start to use it with more benefit, with all its endorist and all the benefits that we have. Unless and until you know how to optimize the use, I won't be able to use it. So it helped me in that, and it helped me to enhance my robotic surgical skills over a period of time. So, which led me to do initially robotic renal surgeries, partial nephrectomies, reconstructive renal surgeries. And when I was a bit more comfortable with the robot, is that I'm having never done any laparoscopic radical prostatectomy. I was doing only open. Then I forayed into robotic pelvic surgery, prostate, and bladder. Initially, they were very messy, and could take a long time. The first robotic prostate I took about 8 hours. But over a period of time, as Gagan mentioned, today about 7 years down the line, I can say maybe I'm consciously competent in robotic pelvic surgery. Renal, yes, maybe I'm unconsciously competent, having the numbers behind me. So it has helped me to develop, and this helped me to develop a robotic surgical program as well. The other benefit which I found was there is a consultant who has been working with me for last 9 years, junior chap, and he had no experience in laparoscopic surgery at all. Now, by having regular robotic surgeries, he started to initially assist and then sit on the console. We did not have the dual console, so he would do a little bit, and he has become a reasonably good robotic renal surgeon. Now can do nephrectomies, radical nephrectomies, and even partial nephrectomy. And what it has done for a junior colleague is basically to go back, and that has helped him to enhance his laparoscopic skills, which he did not have earlier at all. So these are the ancillary benefits I have found. And I think, in all the specialties, people can look at a volume of cases that they have and maybe identify one procedure in which they are good at and minimally invasive, and maybe use that apart from attending courses and the conferences and seeing the videos of people like Dr. Mani Menon and Dr. Halawat that can enhance and try to increase their proficiency in robotic surgery. So I would say it's a good technique, it's a safe technique. Based on my experience, it definitely helps in developing robotic surgical skills. And training of colleagues, which I have found with at least one person who is with me, and I've seen him growing, which is a significant progress he did not show before that. And it has certainly helped me in establishing, now gradually becoming a reasonably busy robotic urological surgical program at my place. Thank you.